Hey guys, this is John. I'm going to do a second part of my review. Kinect Star Wars got a 7.5 out of 10. I'm going to do the Dance Off first, then I'm going to do Rancor Rampage, and finally Duels of Fate. Overall, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. The dance mode, I haven't even unlocked all the songs. That tells you I've had the game since the day it came out, so I'm not a big fan of the dance mode, but I'm going to have to give it a pretty good score because it's a lot like Dance Central. It's very functional, it works, it's funny. I'm giving Galactic Dance Off probably a 7.5 out of 10, just for that mode alone. Again, you get a lot of value with Kinect Star Wars, even if you don't like all the modes. There's a lot of songs, and they're all kind of parodies of Star Wars songs. They're pretty funny. I'm pretty bad at dancing, so that doesn't help. You'll be able to see a silhouette of me. You'll see like a blue, and there's Han Solo. Alright. You know what, actually, everybody's done Empire today. I'm going to be Blaster Proof. This is obviously a parody of Bulletproof. You can't tell your scores either, that's another problem. Anyway, let's get started. I'll turn up the volume on my TV. I wasn't going to do my surround speakers, but it might change. So I want you to listen, and I'll do a quick dance, and then I'll do Rancor, and finally Duels of Fate. Yeah, Boba Fett. Alright. That was Galactic Dance Off in all of its glory. You know, it's really not that bad. I'm so sick of hearing people troll it so badly. I got 4 stars. Could have done worse, but it is on casual, so yeah. You know what? I lied. I'm going to do Duel of Fate next. And then I'm going to do Rancor Rampage. Rancor... No, yeah. I'll do Duel of Fate. I'm going to do the voice command too.
We're all eager to get going.
Xbox, Duel of Fates.
We can view the data in detail from the briefing room.
You can see there's a lot of opponents. I'm going to do one easy just to get through it real quick for the review, but you got to unlock them. And there's actually a lot of strategy to the game. You can parry, you can dodge, you can jump, you just block if you want to do that. Everyone says all you can do is block. You can use the Force. I'm so sick of people making lies about this game. It doesn't explain things well. There's no instruction manual, so that's a big problem. But the game's actually pretty good. Alright, so I'll turn it down a little bit so you can hear me talk a little better. Alright. There's a lot of strategy to it, and to unlock everybody, you actually have to have some skill. So I'm parrying right now. Well, I was. Oh, this is my attack counter. I really sucked it up there. I didn't realize that if you don't parry, you have to go through like a sequence. That parrying has a lot of advantages. You can't skip these stupid cutscenes. But here we go. See, when you parry, you actually have to go with their attack, and there's a like an engagement. You got to time. Now watch this. You can actually throw things with the Force adding. And you have to go through this 3-step thing. I'm not super impressed with Duels of Fate, but it's really not that bad. People that have said it's so terrible are trolling the game. You know, the reason they had to do this is because otherwise it would become just a flail fest. So I'm just going to block. And then see how I was able to dodge that by physically moving. And you can use the Force, and nobody even brought that up. And now I got to get a different position, so that way I can throw more rocks. So I jumped over him. I'm dodging. Oh, I dodged the wrong way that time. There we go. Oh, yeah. And now you got to finish him off, which is basically a flail fest. It does track pretty close to 1-to-1. This is probably the most shallow mode, but there is some depth to it. It's actually kind of fun, though. And again, there's 5 modes. It's like you can't base it off one mode. Anyway, you know, it didn't look that fun. It really isn't. Alright. But, you know, when you fight Darth Vader and stuff, there's a feeling of nostalgia. It's really special. Time to do Rancor Rampage. Now, Rancor Rampage is not on rails. You have full motion just by stepping like you would in Haunt. You turn your shoulders to move. Oh, by the way, Duels of Fate, my review would be a 5.5 out of 10 for Duels of Fate. It's not that great, but it's a little bit above average. Xbox, Rancor Rampage. Rancor Rampage. There's quite a few levels in the Rancor, and you can unlock different Rancors. It's got an RPG-like mode. So there's different Rancors, but they're all about the same. See, I still haven't unlocked all the planets, apparently. I'm just going to do Mos Eisley. You got to replay the game a lot, which is kind of annoying. But there's different modes. You know, honestly, it's not that bad. They give you objectives of who guys to destroy. Got these cheesy cutscenes. I'm going to skip them when the loading's done. But it's really not that bad. Rancor Rampage, if you want to know, would give an 8 out of 10 for me. Joe's like, oh, you act like an idiot. It's kind of the point. It's Rampage. It literally is Rampage from the classic arcade game. It is cool that you get to play Rampage with the Kinect. It works really well. It controls it very close to 1-to-1. It's cool that it's not on rails. It's actually a lot of fun. And again, there's 5 modes in Kinect Star Wars. So you're paying actually $10 per mode. Now, do I think $50 is a little high for Kinect Star Wars? Yes. But it's really $10 a mode. Duels of Fate I could do without. The campaign's kind of neat, you know, and Dance I could do without. But I mean, it's really not that bad. So I'm just going to start moving my Rancor. See how it's giving me objectives. So I guess I got to destroy this building. Alright. Alright, so I knock down a civilian, and you can just charge at him by lowering your arms. And then you clap, and it's basically, as you can see, you can actually eat people. If I just put my hand down, I'll grab them. If you raise your arms up all the way, there's a rage mode. There's a lot to Rancor Rampage that, of course, nobody really wants to talk about. Oh, I thought he was an enemy. Okay, he is. Okay, I was going to say, geez. Or you can jump. I didn't land on him, technically, I guess. There we go. Got a droid. Oh, this is fun. You know, there's a lot of humor to the game. It's a lighthearted game. But of course, you know, the reviewers had to more or less destroy any fairness to the game. They've been very unfair with this game, in my opinion. And it's just an absolute embarrassment. They've not been keeping any journalistic integrity. They're lying about the Kinect. They're lying about this game. It might not be the greatest game in the world, but it's fun. Why? You know, what happened to games having to be fun? You know, why is it that every game's got to be the same? You know, this is not a bad game, and it certainly didn't deserve the bad reviews it got. And I thought I would have destroyed that by now. All right, now it's considered destroyed. You know, it's actually really fun, and I've had a real good time playing this game, and I'm still having a good time, and I've had the game since April. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. What is the problem with that? It's fun to take out ties. It's fun to do your health. It's just a fun game. I have a good time playing it, and you know what? I'm not going to apologize for liking Kinect Star Wars. Everybody's like, no, you should apologize because I'm lying to Kinect Star Wars. I have the game. As you can see, it's really not that bad. It's pretty neat that this isn't on rails. You don't hear anything about this not being on rails. Because they don't want to tell you the truth. They want to focus on the negatives of the game. I want to focus on the positives. The game's good. It's fun. What's wrong with being fun? So, I might not be wild about everything about the game, but it's a good time, and this is a good time. Well, I'm hoping I get to take out a tie. I got to destroy 3 droids. There's 2, and I saw a droid over here. The gestures are very accurate. You just have to know what you're doing. I guess I missed. Everyone's like, oh, sometimes, this works because it's so inaccurate. It actually works because it is accurate. I had a chance to take out a tie and I blew it. It's really fun, and you gotta watch the shadows, and you have surround sound, it works a little bit better. There we go, now I can take one out. Here we go. I'm gonna try to time it right. Yeah! Taking out a TIE fighter is fun. Whoop. What are you doing, Rancor? I'm on rage, so I can't be hurt for a minute. TIE fighters are really kicking my butt. I'm going to have to eat somebody to get some health. Once they get in the air, it becomes a lot more difficult to time your attack. Alright, here we go. Timed it wrong. There's some other ones. Got 2 of them. Got one of them by accident. Oh, hey, look. Got a ATST. Ooh, you rocked me. You really can't fail. But you can die if your Rancor gets hit enough. But, you know, it's a fun game. Don't take it so seriously, you know? Anyway, you know, if anyone was curious, I still give Kinect Star Wars overall a 7.5 out of 10. Rancor Rampage is a great minigame. Dance minigame is functional. The only real weaknesses, in my opinion, are Duel of Fates and the campaign, but they're not that bad. Yeah, nice. See how you get upgrades, and there's a lot of depth to the game. It's not like what people made it out to be. They just gave up on it too quickly. You know, fun games. Kinect Star Wars is worth purchase if you have a Kinect. $50 is a bit high. I don't see it going down though in value until after Harry Potter Kinect, but you know, thanks for watching. This was John.